Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Learn the Guitar with the Beatles series. This is lesson number 6, and today we're going to be diving into the beautiful classic Let It Be from the album of the same name, Let It Be by the Beatles. If you're loving this series and want to keep learning some iconic Beatles songs, then don't forget to hit like or subscribe and turn the notification bell on so that you don't miss any more of my lessons. If you do know someone who's learning the guitar, perhaps you could share this video with them. It might be just what they're looking for. After all, a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. So grab your guitar, tune up, and we'll get started with Let It Be. What we'll do, as normal, part 1, this first video, is going to be the chords and the strumming. Part 2 will go through the chord sequence, and part 3 will look through any sort of lead lines that happen. There's obviously the amazing George Harrison solo, which we'll look at, and that's the one taken off the album version, his solo on there, which I personally prefer, not the single version that he does. But anyway, let's delve into the chords anyway. So the first chord, well, it's in the key of C. So the first chord we're going to need is the chord of C. So we should know this by now. This is our 6th song that we've looked at. And the chord of C is featured loads and loads of times. But on the off chance that you haven't checked out any of my other videos, I'll just talk you through it now. The chord of C. So we have our first finger on the first fret of the 2nd string. Our second finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and our third finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. And with the right hand, we're just going to play 5 strings. So from string 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There's our chord of C. Now, a little bit later on in the song, you can turn it into a C/G. So what that really means is it's a chord of C, but with a note of G in the bass. The way we can do that is you can take your 3rd finger here and move it over onto string 6, should you wish. And what you'll find is this finger here, the 3rd finger, now being on string 6, is probably going to mute string 5. If it doesn't, you can use your little finger just to hold on to string 5 as well. And now you can play the chord of C, but with all 6 strings. So we have the chord of C, or the chord of C/G, which is the one where we're holding down the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Other chords we're going to need are the chord of G, so hopefully we know that one. That's where we're holding down with our little finger 1st string fret 3. 3rd finger goes in fret 3 2 on the 2nd string. We then have an open 3rd, an open 4th. We're then with our 1st finger going to hold down fret 2 of the 5th string. And then on the 6th string, we're going to hold down fret 3 with our middle finger. There's our chord of G. We need an A minor. Oh, that's all 6 strings, by the way. The chord of A minor. So for this one, fret 1 on the 2nd string with our 1st finger. We're then going to have our middle finger on the 3rd string at fret 2, and we're going to have our, so that's our ring finger. We're then going to put our middle finger on fret 2 of the 4th string, and we play from string 5 downwards. So there's that one. We're also going to play a chord of F. Now, at times, it's a full-on proper chord of F, but because this is a beginner series, what I'm going to get you to do is to turn it into something that sounds slightly more complicated, but it's actually easier. We're going to play a chord of F major 7. So in order to do that, we're going to hold down the 4th string with our 3rd finger. That's at the 3rd fret. The 3rd string at the 2nd fret with our middle finger. Our 1st finger is going to go on the 2nd string at the 1st fret, and we're going to play string 4, 3, 2, and hopefully string 1 is going to be left as an open string. So those 4 strings there. Okay, that's going to be an F major 7. And lastly, the next chord we're going to need, or the last chord we're going to need, in fact, is going to be with our little finger. We're going to take that F major 7. We're going to apply our little finger onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And with our first finger at that point, we can then bring our first finger down to cover fret 1 of the first string. That's going to turn it into an F6 chord. So we've got F major 7 and then F6. So that's what they sound like. They're both from string 4, 3, 2 and 1, so from string 4 downwards. Okay, so they're the chords we're going to need. As for strumming, well, I think a nice simple down, 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 up is going to work. So for the chord of C, down, 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 I think you can pretty much get away with all of that. It would sound like this on the chord of G, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. So have a go with that. In part 2, we'll look at the chord sequence.